What up, offensive coordinators? My name is Justin Sodler. I am an OC here in the German Football League, and I'm assuming since you're watching this, you're a little bit curious about my 90-day OC course and what that's all about. So in this video, I want to actually take you in depth, behind the scenes look at what the course actually is, so you know exactly what it is when you sign up. But first, I want to talk to you about who this course is for and why I actually made it. So I designed this course to be specifically for offensive coordinators who are eager to learn and looking to develop their skills, basically coaches who are lifelong learners and constantly chasing improvement. And now for the reason why I made this course, basically it comes down to I just love football, and it's not the head bashing or the big hits or anything like that I love, it's the chess match. It's the constant chase of creating a perfect offensive system that allows me to have success year after year. It also isn't just about my passion for football. I want to spread this knowledge because the best way to make an impact on the football community is through education. The highest levels of football have knowledge by the bucket load, but coaches like myself have to spend the better part of a decade scraping the internet and talking to any coach we can to get any golden nugget of information, but it doesn't have to be like that. This course provides a much more efficient path to learning this craft, which can be mastered just like any other skill. It just takes a systematic approach and hours of deliberate practice, which is what I did my best to provide in this course. Now, if you hear this and think, oh, that's totally me, then great. And if you heard this and thought, no thanks, then good news, we just saved you a couple minutes. So if you're still interested, which I assume you are because you're still watching, then let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the course so you can see what it looks like. Now, I want to preface this by saying that this course is in constant beta mode. I am always changing things. It's already complete, but I always go back and I add new lessons, I add templates, tools. The whole purpose of this is to make sure that I give you the best learning opportunity possible. So now let's jump into it. All right, so once you log into the course, you're gonna have this onboarding section up here. It says start here, and this will kind of show you how the course really operates, just some welcome things to get things rolling, right? And then here's one thing that's very important that I want you guys to see. I wanna point this out, that you have the ability to directly book a call with me, okay? And this is gonna be critical to help you implement everything that we're jumping into. Now we have the course down here along the side. What I wanna do now is actually jump into one of these lessons and take myself off the screen so I can show you what the full lesson looks like. So if you open up a random lesson, you're gonna see a few things here. Each lesson is gonna have a Today You Will Learn section. For all those educators out here, this is just me trying to prime your brain for this session. Then we get into the assignment. Most lessons have an assignment, although there are some that are purely learning or even a review of a previous task. Now, the reason I give you the assignment is because active learning is much better than passive learning. We don't want the information going in one ear and out the other. We have that problem with our players. We don't want it with ourselves as well. So the best way to do that is to say, I'm gonna take the information, I'm gonna do something with it, right? I'm gonna apply it in some way. That's gonna make the information stick. Then you'll have your video, which is the bulk of the lesson. Now, these are generally kept to under 30 minutes, but there are a few days where I will ask you to put in a little bit more time just because it's a lot of information. And most lessons come with a written version as well for those of you who prefer to read the information instead. Usually you don't need to read this lesson unless you prefer to, but there are some situations where I will ask you to specifically read the written lesson as an extra to the video. I'm also in the process of adding audio files to everything as well, so if you just want to listen only, you can go that route. I do also include a lesson summary for those very rare moments when you're really unable to complete the full lesson. This will at least allow you to get the essentials and hold you over until you're able to come back and complete the full thing. And if needed, I may throw in a reminder, and then we get to the tools and templates if there are any for that lesson. And these are always just a very simple download. I like to give you a lot of tools that you can very easily just slap your logo on. I really try to make this as practical as possible for you, so I don't want you to have to create a ton of documents. Now, when we big picture the course, it is split up into 4 main phases. It's gonna be learning, creation, development, and application. The first phase, learning, immediately dives into the concepts on both sides of the ball. So not only are you going to learn about the offensive plays, you're going to learn about the defensive coverages. And then we're going to learn how to use these offensive plays, which ones we want to use, how we can vary them to beat each coverage. The second phase is all about creating your entire offensive system. So we start with your philosophy, and we jump into your concept buckets. Then we get to organizing your system and layering your offense. And by the end of this phase, you're gonna have an extremely logical and well thought out playbook and an installation process. And then we get into probably the hardest thing to do as an offensive coordinator, development. In this phase, I provide you with a holistic development plan that uses proven learning methods for every single position group so you can guarantee that you get the most out of your athletes every single year. And finally, the application phase dives into a variety of topics that are all going to help you win games and constantly put up points. We go from film organization and analysis to setting up your game planning and your play calling systems to learning how to effectively troubleshoot your offense when things go wrong, how to self-scout, and even how to motivate your team. There is not a critical success factor for being an offensive coordinator that is not discussed in depth in this course. All right, so that about wraps this whole thing up. If you're a lifelong learner and you're looking for a path to mastery that's very efficient, and you think that this is the investment that you need in yourself to take you and your team to the next level, get signed up and I'll see you inside the course.